All right, we're live. Here we are.
What up?
So what's up, Rollerbladers? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a special guest who needs no introduction. This Week in Blades, big homie Biz, man. Welcome to the channel here.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, big time, big time. I just wanted to say, like, your channel and all your work is a big inspiration behind this channel. So thanks a lot.
Oh, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. So, man, just to kind of give our, we're live right now. And so we have 6 people. I think that's going to grow here soon. But cool. I just want to let everyone that's in the chat know, hey, throw out questions, throw out comments. We'll try do our best to kind of field those questions and comments as we go. But in general, this is just going to be kind of a relaxed sort of interview, kind of back and forth. And so we'll just go through it. So kind of like going back a little bit to the beginning, like, I guess, how did you get into rollerblading in the beginning?
Yeah. So I started skating when I was 10. I'm 30 now, so it's 20 years. Math. I landed my first trick on my first try.
What was it?
It was soul grind.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so good at them.
Oh, right.
There was like these kids in my neighborhood that they all used to skate. And there was this kid I went to school with who lived on my block, and then around the corners where all the kids were. Yeah. And so I would go over there every once in a while and hang out. And one particular day, like, I was just kicking it. I had rec skates, but I didn't know what to do with them. So I just would hang out and watch. Then one of the kids helped take my middle wheels out and taught me like the foot position for soul grind. And I just said F it, and I jumped up, locked, and I only slid like an inch, but I landed and stuck ever since. Like, now we're here 20 years later.
Sorry, did you say it was a ledge? Was it a ledge, you said?
It was like a little box.
Got it.
Box. I think it was like 3 feet long, if I'm
right.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's dope. So just pull the middle wheels out of your rec skates and just laced a sole on your first try.
Right. And then I was just hooked. And then literally like the next week, everyone got skateboards except for me.
Oh, man.
And so I just kept showing up to sessions with them because we were all still friends. But I would pull up sessions with them. They would be skating skateboards and I'd be rollerblading. And I just kept getting better. And then I met people who actually rollerbladed, because that was like right when everything died,
Right.
And I met Gregory Preston, and he introduced me to like the whole world of rollerblading that I knew nothing about.
Right.
And the rest was history, man. Now I'm stuck here. I can't get out. My knees hurt, but it's all good.
Yeah. Did you heard it recently, or is it just kind of an ongoing?
Just ever since. It's been like a couple years.
Yeah, we all have. I feel like we all have. It's funny because I look at the analytics on the YouTube channel, and it's like 99% of the demographic is between, I feel like, 25 to whatever it is, 42 or whatever the age bracket is, which I think is on the higher end of that. So I think we all have
They all have knee problems.
Oh yeah, all of us, right? Everyone except for Try. I feel like he's the only one that.
Oh my, he does. I don't think he has bones. To be real with you, like,
yeah, like they call Michael Broad Gumby, but I think he's the real Gumby or something.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We got Mikhail Wietzman. I don't
know if I'm saying that correctly. My man's what's good.
Her Biz got a mean front torque. Is that true?
So I've been not skating for a minute, just like working on other stuff. And I went out skating the other day because the time changed, and I do not have a mean torque anymore, but I'm getting it back.
Yeah.
I'm working on it because this man, Michael's got a mean torque.
Yeah. Oh man. The most steez, man. Like,
oh my God.
The most steez. Thanks for being here, Michael. Appreciate it, man. I love your content. So, and so I guess how often do you kind of skate nowadays?
So mostly once a week is what we do, like a Wednesday night skate up here in the Bay. But I've been trying since the time change. I have like time to skate after work and stuff. Like, that's been trying to get like more into it. I really want to start training for skating like it's a quote unquote real sport. So I'm trying to get like a gym regimen and maybe a diet, but the way bacon is set up is just,
I know.
But
the way bacon is set up.
But I'm just trying to get more into it, and trying to separate things from working like my regular job into the skating stuff, and because there's so many more things I want to do with my channel. and just trying to introduce more people into blading. So I got to
totally
keep it up. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, man. I love seeing the different changes and bringing new people on, and it's been really cool to see it adapt and grow. You know, speaking of, man, you said something that totally reminded me of it, but oh yeah, your day job. Kind of we mentioned it earlier. So, you know, I've kind of been curious. I bet there's some people. There's 18 of us hanging out in the chat. Thanks everyone for being here. Yeah, what do you kind of do for when you're not giving us all kinds of wonderful information on This Week in Blade?
Yeah, so I do video content on This Week in Blade, and I do video content for my real job.
Word.
I work at a company called Vagaro. It's a scheduling software for spas, gyms, salons, things of that nature.
Got it.
And I pretty much started their video content there, or their video department. So now I'm doing a lot more marketing videos, and specifically working on motion graphics and animation.
Got it. Man, so no wonder like your quality is 1,600% better than mine. Like,
first of all, your content, your quality is amazing. I want you to know that first.
Man, thank you.
Second of all, yeah, I've had years of practice. I've been doing video work since, you know, I started doing like filming skating.
Yeah.
And then transition when I got into school, I ended up doing like broadcasting. So I got trained in documentary style and news pieces. And then I started doing marketing stuff to make myself a little more well-rounded. So the news thing has always been in my blood, really.
Got it. And I'm sorry if you said it. Did you get like professionally trained? How did you, I guess, get into that kind of media world?
Yeah, it started with skating.
Yeah,
I just would film skating and film the homies. So like I grew up skating with Gregory Preston, Keith Hubbard, Anthony Gallegos, Jeremy Soderbergh, and then I would just film a lot of their stuff, but also I was filming my own video at the time. And I just kept using cameras and editing, and I was using, what was I editing with? I was editing with Windows Movie Maker. I don't know if you even know what that thing is, but oh man, I was wavy in the Windows Movie Maker. And then I got iMovie, and it kind of changed my world. But then, so I originally went to school for computer science. I wanted to program video games at the time.
Right.
But then I got into calculus, and I was like, nah, I'm good. So I went back into like the media world. And I don't know if you ever saw the documentary I made a long time ago called We're Still Here, or I'm Still Here. It was a rollerblading documentary. It was like kind of following the whole rollerblading died, but there's still people who do it type of deal.
Uh-huh.
So, but that's when I was in school for like documentary style, news pieces, commercials, like that kind of stuff. So that's what honed my skills, but I had some stuff before that. Oh, that one, I'm Still Here documentary.
This one right here.
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
It's 100%. Pretty good.
Okay, the Biz one. Is this
So that's my like personal channel.
Okay.
And then I have like the TWIB channel that was the Blader Union channel.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna watch that on the next live stream, 100%.
Ooh, sick. It's pretty cool. It's a little old. It's a little dated now, but
I'm sure it has plenty of character. Renee, man, thanks for the super chat. Hit the like button. Renee. Appreciate that. Renee's the dude. Man, I was so bummed because I was gonna go to Nickel and Dime and meet a bunch of people from the channel. And I wasn't able to go, man. Oh well.
I didn't even get to go, and I live 6 hours away.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was like, I was wondering. I was not expecting, but I was wondering if you're gonna be there for sure.
Yeah, I miss a lot of stuff in LA.
Yeah,
definitely thankful for like all the homies I have up here. And all the stuff that happens. But yeah, I grew up in LA, so it's kind of I'm in a group chat with all the Too Easy guys, and I just get like I watch them have fun on my phone and be like, oh, right. Double tap. That cool.
Looks like fun. Yeah. So Lander says, yeah, ask about them skates. I don't know. This isn't very specific, but
people think that I just got John on the phone every day, and I do. I call him up sometimes, but they think I got all the information, and I don't have anything. Most of the information that you guys have is what I have.
Right.
I get exclusives every once in a while, but it's like either super hush hush or it's like right before it's going to come out anyway.
Got it.
So, I mean, the new Them skates look amazing. The full product. Really hyped for John on that. Just the idea of making everything in-house now is really sick.
Word. Yeah, no, I just saw that they just released the new 909 that's 100% designed and I guess self-funded and everything by them. Is that right?
Yeah, and they brought the gray back.
Yeah, the gray looks dope.
Very hyped on that. I might go. I have a black, but I might go get a gray 909 so I can have a gray 909 and a gray 908.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. So JT says, which is pretty cool. Biz don't know me, but he was a big reason why I started skating during the pandemic. His TikToks were great.
Yo, thanks, man.
That's what's up, man.
That's all. I mean, I can go for that for a long time, but I really hope that people see my skating and realize that they can do it. Yes, I've been skating for a long time, but that doesn't mean that you can't get here. Yeah. I really hope that people see my skating as like a way to start, because when I was growing up, I told the story before, but like, first of all, I grew up seeing a lot of black rollerbladers, which was sick. And me thinking that rollerblading was low-key a black sport because every black person I saw skating was amazing. Think about the roster: Murda, Rashard, Frankie sometimes, Vinny, like all these people. But then on top of that, I always saw just like really big skating tricks, and thinking that I remember Greg said he quit after watching Life Plus 4. Because it was like, there's no way I'm ever going to be that good.
Right. Like, it's over. It's hanging them up.
Yeah, I can't get there. So I kind of had that same mentality with a lot of videos, but it's not until like not recently, but somewhat with a shift of how blading, like more technical skating has become.
Sure. Yeah.
It looks a lot more obtainable. So I hope that people see my skating and see like, okay, somebody in my shoes can do it. And then also shout out to Jimbo being the most viral clip in the world right now. That backflip, dude, peak male performance.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up just in case people haven't seen it. But yeah, I mean, like really, like, and that's so cool to see. You know, those things go viral because it helps get exposure to the sport.
It gets exposure to the sport, and also it gets exposure for people. It gets people that are bigger and think they can't do this stuff. Let them know that they definitely can, dude.
Yeah.
Like body positivity to its finest.
Man, I'm having brain fart. What was his name?
Jimbo, not Hawkins. His Instagram, if you type in Jimbo on Instagram, it's probably
Jimbo the drag clown.
Yeah, no.
Oh, whoa! I don't know why that's popping up. Yep.
It's like King of something.
Whatever. I think
backflip.
Most people. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was the second result, not the first one. Oh man.
That fool went from like 1,300 followers. I think he's at 20K now.
Right. In a week. Yeah. Wild. Insane. So that, you mentioned technical skating, and I was having a conversation with someone the other day because, it's funny, and I love that you mentioned this. And I hadn't ever learned of the term hammerhead until like, I don't know, a few weeks ago, as far as like rollerblading is concerned. But so here's my question, is that like a lot of the skating nowadays, I guess maybe not a lot of the skating is very technical and requires a huge amount of skill and control to do.
Right.
Some people would argue that may not appeal to the lay person and wouldn't necessarily attract people to the sport because it doesn't look special. It doesn't look crazy. What would you say about that?
I get that, definitely. But you got to kind of look at it this way. There's a lot of people in this world and they all resonate with different things.
Sure.
So you have people, since I work in marketing, I kind of think about the funnel. So you have like the top of the funnel, the middle, and the bottom. So the top of the funnel is going to be the things that attract people to whatever you're trying to sell them. So you use that big stunt stuff, hammers. You see, I mean, Damian Franklin comes to mind. That stuff that relatively within the sport we kind of see as like not cornball, but it's just like not stuff that we would do, but it attracts other people into the sport. Yeah. So that stuff's going to be top level and getting people interested. Then when you go down the funnel, you start to understand what the sport's about. So when you
Right.
get down to the bottom, you can see things that are like technically crazy, intricate, and understand where they came from. Because I'm not saying that front siding 20 stair handrail is not difficult, but I'm saying if you look at that versus 14 switch ups or whatever, when you get down to you won't understand that. You won't understand the crazy switch ups if you don't see the front side, if that makes any sense. Like,
no, totally.
You use that as a gateway to reel people in. So, and then also, like, skating just has so many different forms and facets that every skating is special, because some people would rather see someone super swagged out doing a simple trick than somebody who has no swag doing a ton of tricks. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
But all those places, all those people have their place.
Okay.
So I think I think that all blading has. I think all blading is great and special in its own way. But then if you think of it as a funnel, you have the things that attract people in, and then you have things that keep them to stay.
100%. I think that is the absolute best breakdown of it that I've ever heard.
Really?
Where it's like, yeah, like you need like that flashy stuff to attract people to the sport. You know, it has its place. It's not like we should just do away with all hammers ever again.
Right.
But help just, top of the funnel, like bring those people in, and then they can appreciate, they have to start somewhere, right? The front side. Yeah. And then they can appreciate the other stuff.
And don't get me wrong, I love seeing the big stuff. Oh my God.
Right. There's 100%.
Crazy hammers that have been going on lately, and people are still pushing the envelope. But 100%. I also have a huge appreciation for those that are doing like the technical stuff. Like, I can watch basement clips all day
long,
and just be super impressed.
Right. And I'm like, that's the thing, because like when I see that those basement videos, I'm like, okay, wow, that looks really, really hard. And then when I even try to do just that tiny fraction of what they're doing in real life, I'm like,
the easiest part,
dude, forget it.
There's no way. There's no way.
Okay. So we just, that's the thing. I was expecting this one. I'm not sure what channel this is. Freed. Yeah, this one only has 1,000 views, but obviously, someone that just kind of reshared it. But just in case our viewers, we have 36 of us hanging out. Thanks again for being here, by the way. Hit the like button if you do like the content.
Hit that like, hit that sub, hit all of that.
Hit all of it.
The homies.
And I meant to mention this earlier, and I really apologize. But if there's some strange reason why someone in our 36 viewers right now is not subscribed to This Week in Blade, please, for God's sake, go subscribe.
Dude, we just hit 8 Gs today.
Yo, congrats.
Crazy, bro. Dude. When I started on that channel, I think they had to have been at like 2,000.
Yeah.
It just hit 8 today. It's wild.
Killing it. Dude, yeah, I mean, your content is absolutely amazing. So here is Air Manatee for us, if you haven't seen him yet. Hopefully it's not too loud. Oh no, my internet is the worst, bro. And for some reason the audio doesn't sound like it's coming through either on the you can't hear that, can you?
I can hear it.
This is what the peak male athletic form looks like, and there ain't a fucking thing
you can do about it.
Bro, the last bit gets me every single time.
Yo,
it kills me.
Have you read the comments on there? Some of them are fire. There'll be beautiful women being like, this video got me pregnant. I'm so happy for him, bro. I told him, yo, Jimbo, you gotta stop doing flips, bro. He was like, why? I was like, people are expecting me to respond, and that I do not go upside down. It is so tight.
That is good. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna take some time later this evening to go through the comments.
Dude, they're good. Complex posted it, which killed me. I was like, I can't believe Complex posted rollerblading. But they posted that clip, and I was reading those comments, and those were the good ones. It was a while ago, but yeah.
That's it.
Whoo, man. That was so funny.
Okay. Random switch up, or not switch up. Bad use of words, I guess. So I guess who was like your favorite pro growing up? Who like inspired you the most, I guess?
Oh, the homies. Like I all the pro skaters are great, and I have a lot of people that I looked up to, I guess.
Right.
But I get inspired and hyped off the homies.
Word.
I skate my best when I'm skating with like the Too Easy, BDC, LTE, the Carson boys, like all the homies back home really get me juiced. So I kind of like a backstory so I met Gregory, I met Keith, and then I met Anthony Gallegos, and that was the first. Every person I met, I thought was the GOAT. So I thought Greg was the GOAT.
Right.
Then I thought Keith, and then I was like, oh, Anthony's the GOAT. And Anthony truly is the GOAT. But they would just take us around. He would take us around skating. He would yell at us that I took you all the way to this spot and you ain't gonna jump on the rail. And that made me skate a lot better. But like they bring out the best in me. And I get so hyped seeing them progress, but then also like meshing with them on like an equal level. So the homies really get me like inspired to keep skating and help me do my best and make me got me juiced to like do things.
Right.
As far as like watching parts and stuff, mostly like I watched a lot of Julian Ba and Montre growing up. Because Dre Powell, because I really liked how Dre had he would rap for his sections.
Right.
And at the time I was doing hip hop and I was like, man, I could do that. So that kind of stuff really inspired me. And then both the Kelsos, Sean mostly, at the time, Colin was always had like dumb swag. So I was like, I could never get there. But I don't know why for Sean skating like stuck out to me. I always used to say that like Sean and Colin were like Redman and Method Man. And Sean's like Method Man and Colin's Redman. And I always liked Method Man's rapping, so I always liked Sean skating.
Yeah. It
was like a weird combination, but that's be like that level. And I really liked like intricate skating, different type of skating. I always liked people who utilize spots differently.
Right.
And just a lot of swag, man, because all my homies have swag. So I always looked up to those people who had a lot of swag and then made sections that were like interesting to watch and watch over and over again.
Totally. 100%.
Yeah.
That makes sense because, you know, I go out with the homies here in San Antonio and it's just like you get so juiced being around, you know, just the homies. Like
it's so fun, right? It's just a different view when like, and then also going back to when we didn't have cameras like that. We were just skating to skate. We weren't skating to create content.
Right. It's hard to even like imagine, like think about like you go back to some of these spots and like they're crazy hammers or whatever it is. And like no one was even filming.
We did it without a camera. Like just the craziest stuff. Yeah.
Like people just did it. Wait, what? Like, did it ever happen? What?
Dude, like no one had cell phones. Well, they had cell phones with cameras, but it wasn't worth a damn.
All right.
So
it's like 8 pixels. Yeah.
Right. And so we would just do it to do things. And I always think whenever I get around the homies, I think like that again. And so it makes me, and then when we start filming, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just getting the stuff that we should have gotten a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you skate with in San Antonio?
I skate with Jeremy Skinner's out here. Andrew. I'm forgetting his last name right this second. Andrew. I know, Andrew. I'm just having a brain fart. I'm having stage fright. Sorry, Andrew. I love you. It's funny because I just edited the video literally right before this, and Andrew is in my video from last night. We did a big like inline and quad skater St. Patrick's Day downtown cruise last night, which was super dope. And that's what they actually, you know, let's talk about that a little bit. Like, what do you think about like quad and inline like meshing? I know that I feel like I already know what you're going to say to an extent, but like, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. Quad skating is dope. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure you watched the last episode of TWIB. We had the homegirl, Maybe Skates on, and she's pretty well rooted in the quad skating world. Yeah. We kind of have the same, I hate this, but the same notoriety. Like she has her own little brands and stuff. I have the show, things of that nature. And we've always been cool, and I've always thought about the idea of bringing somebody on that roller skates. So we had her come on the show, and absolutely killed it. People like her, which is cool.
Yeah.
I always think that roller skating and rollerblading need to be one, essentially. We learn, roller skaters can learn so much from us, and we can learn a lot from them. Especially just how to, like, a lot of roller skating is about positivity and inclusion and all these types of things. And yes, rollerblading is that as well, but we can also learn how to be better at that.
Right.
And roller skating is dope. And if they hang out with rollerbladers instead of hanging out with skateboarders, and I'm not hating on skateboarding, I know that's going to be taken out of context, but if they stop hanging out with skateboarders and start hanging out with rollerbladers, they'll realize that we're doing this, we're essentially the same.
Right.
And we can vibe off of each other. We can learn, they can progress so much more. We can find different ways to progress. And then somebody said it, I've commented on it, and it was pretty true. You need to have 3 things in your trunk when you go skating: your aggressive setup, your big wheel setup, and your quad setup. And it could be a good way to have fun, because you see a lot of these quad skaters that are also rollerblading.
Oh, yeah.
And it's never really the opposite way. I have a homie up here, Charlie, who does it, and he's been killing it.
Yeah.
But it's never really the opposite way. So I feel like I know that I would be a deer in headlights if I put them things on.
Same.
But I do think that the two worlds should just mesh and become. So that's why I try to promote a lot more quad skating on the show, because I feel like we need to be one.
Yeah, 100%. I can agree more. It's so funny because I just uploaded that video. I dropped right before this, and one of the comments was, something to the effect of that, we're all kind of like cut from the same cloth, or whatever you want to call it. And that was exactly my response, is that, like, we can learn a lot from each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so
people, it's weird that, like, people try to divide, because I get these comments that are saying, I didn't come here for quad skating, I came here for rollerblading. And I was like, well, you're here, and enjoy all the good content that I'm giving you from both sides, because there's so much stuff. And then this is kind of a controversial statement, but I feel like roller skating is still relatively, like, aggressive roller skating is new. So if anything that we can help to, like, up their ante and help them progress to be better is going to help, because we've had all those years of figuring out what our styles are, or what tricks matter more, or things that are like making better edits. And like roller skating is still in that kind of dwarf stage of, they can get so much better and move in progressing. So if we have a platform that shows, like, this is what the cream of the crop is, and people want to aspire to get there, eventually we're just going to be getting better and better, and they're going to be getting better, and we're also going to be getting better.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not like a zero-sum game. It's like, just because someone roller skates doesn't mean that they don't also rollerblade. Like, it's not necessarily about, like, having one pie. It's about growing the pie to a bigger size altogether for all of us.
Right. 100%.
So Eric Lopez asks, who is your favorite videographer / editor?
Gregory Preston.
Yeah.
Jonas Sanson is my favorite. For blading. Yana and Dom West. I look to them for inspiration immediately.
Huge. Oh my goodness.
They're so good. I show blue to people at work. Like, if they want to know what blading looks like on, like, a great scale. I watch treatment sometimes just to get ready to go skate. Remember back in the day when we used to have to watch an entire skate video before we go session?
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I do that every once in a while. I'll just put treatment on. I have it on my PlayStation. I like downloaded and saved it, and I just turn it on and watch it before I go skate.
Dude, 100%. Like, that's part of why I like doing the live streams, is because I feel like it's not necessarily like, hey, watching it to go out and skate, but like those days where, like, you just popped in the VHS or whatever and, like, watched skate videos with the homies, and then went outside and hit the P rail.
Yeah. Like, God, I miss those days.
Like the good old days, man.
And that's what it was like with when I had the box during quarantine. Would because I was skating with skating with Sneak, Steven Babcock, and Noah Newber, and those 3 would be at my house pretty much every day, or at least 3 times a week. And we would watch skate videos. I mean, one day they all came over. We watched every Mighty Ducks, and then we went and skated the box, and we were so hyped. Like, I landed everything first tee.
That's dope.
But yeah, like, I really miss those days, and wish we can get back to that. I think quarantine, because we had to be at home, we all, like, some people were out of jobs or whatever, but we were forced to kind of not have anything to do, so we would just skate like we used to and just make things happen.
Totally, 100%.
Andrew, the second one was a masterpiece. Yep. Absolutely right. This one with Keenan Thompson.
Is that your favorite? Do you have a favorite skate video? I know it's hard to ask because it's
a little impossible.
It is kind of impossible. Yeah, it's an unfair question.
My favorite has to be like freestyle rolling.
Yeah,
because the identity's in there. Yeah. I really like the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
It's that video resonated with me a lot. I used to watch Michael Collins section all the time. Always the first Black Market. That one. Yeah. You never forget your first. Yeah. And then Brink. Brink was my favorite fucking skate video. Disney's Brink.
That's what's up, dude.
So good.
I feel like that was still. I would always get so juiced when I saw Brink was on when I was back, like 13 years old or 12 years old. I'm like, Brink's on. Like, stop what you're doing.
I don't care what we're doing today. We're gonna watch Brink until it's over, and then probably go skate afterwards.
Yeah,
I used to, because it's so funny. People don't know this if they're not from here, but these fools skated from downtown Long Beach to Venice Beach. That's like 30 to 45 minutes by car because of LA traffic, but also
okay.
It's like, okay, let's say by car without traffic in a perfect LA world that doesn't exist, it's like 15 minutes, right? 20 minutes. But they skated from there, and I always, because you know how that scene where they skate the white rails, the white stadium rails, that's like at the water in Long Beach, and then they go up north to Venice Beach where the skate park is, and then they also pass it because they go to Santa Monica and bomb the hill. That's when Gabriella's like, not, what is it? We're not all guys. Stop saying guys all the time or dudes all the time.
Yeah.
And then they bomb that hill, and then they go to the skate park, and so it's like they go up and then down. I don't know, that movie. It's the first movie I could ever quote.
No, man. Hey, dude, that's what it's all about. Like, I feel like the nostalgia alone, and I guess, just to like use a kind of cliche term here, but just to like shift gears into something slightly different. Because I feel like a lot of people that are in rollerblading right now, it's about nostalgia. It's about like getting back those feelings that we had when we were younger, and it was amazing. It was a great time. What do you think is like our best bet, or like what the most effective way to like ensure the continuity of the sport and like getting more people into the sport? I mean, we talked about the hammers. But is there anything else that helps ensure the longevity and survival of like rollerblading?
That's a really good question. I think the first answer to that is getting kids into skating, so that there's a new generation that's in love with the sport. Because although I'm glad a lot of OGs are coming back and bringing that energy in, it needs to have kids that love the sport to keep it going. Because eventually, I mean, I know Julio's 45 now and he's still kicking, but most of us aren't going to be able to do that. So we have to be able to pass it on to the younger kids. And most kids are inside right now playing video games. And as someone who stays inside and plays video games, I get it. But being able to go out, and then us as people, YouTube creators, pros, like anybody that has a platform like this, we need to be responsible for guiding the next generation, giving them having them feel like they have a place to shine, something to work towards and aspire towards, and then also just letting them know that they're a part of the community. That's going to help them be a part of it. As far as other things, I mean, more YouTube stuff. I always say that I always talk about how I think Japanese TWIB would be amazing, but like, because you have Tom Moyes now who's doing the new stuff, you have Brandon who's doing the new stuff in New Zealand, Tom's doing it in the UK. I think he's in London. You have these outlets to show other people what's going on in our sport, and these different, like your channel as well, you're showing people a different side of the sport. So I think more things like this is important. Like I shouldn't be the only like news source, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't get everywhere. I get a lot, but I can't get everywhere. So you have these other people who can do it and then also grab that audience. Like I get 20 people, let's say you get 20 people, we might share 5. And then but that's 15 on each side that hasn't seen blading that we're reaching. And then you have other people who are getting their own thing in. So I think just more content about blading, more people showing that blading is still relevant and important and cool. And I'm glad that a lot of the old stigma, because we grew up with that homophobic joke, we grew up with all kinds of like stupid things being said towards rollerbladers. I was talking on Jump Street about this, about how like I remember I was skating a spot and people used to just yell at out their cars, get a skateboard, or like fruit booter, or like rollerblading is gay, and like just yell at us from the street. Like we're skating street, not bothering bothering people, but not bothering anybody, and they just yell at us from our car. Right. So the fact that that stuff is pretty much done, you get it every once in a while, but the fact that that's done, now we need to take it in our own hands and curate it towards the future. And somebody was talking to me about how rollerblading can be like used commercially. And I used to be so underground, so anti-mainstream that I would have even thought about that question. But now that I understand how life works, and I'm an adult person now, if you're going to be brought into the mainstream, rollerblading needs to be represented in the right way with the right people. So you can't be having people on rollerblades that have nothing to do with the sport, or like representing it like incorrectly. All you have to do is text somebody who rollerblades what if this works, if this makes sense. And me being in marketing, like I always try to do that as often as I can. I work with like salons and spas, but if there's anything that we're putting out, we check with people who are in those worlds if this makes sense, if this works, if this is something that would actually happen.
Absolutely.
So if they're going to bring, because I don't want it to get washed down of how skateboarding is. You put it in these random places that don't make any sense. If you're going to put blading in it, it just needs to be represented the right way. So those things together can really help grow the sport, but we just want to make sure that we're in it to win it and not just in it for shits and giggles.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the content piece is really important. And from at least what I'm kind of gathering, at least from my perspective, it's one of those things where like, yeah, there's, we'll call it maybe a whole dozen, we'll just say a dozen channels, including maybe big wheel, aggressive, whatever. I feel like it's honestly like still like our audience is still like to some degree underserved. Like there's, it's not like if someone comes to your channel, they're not coming to my channel. There's the eyeballs are there and everyone wants more blading content.
Yeah.
And I think, and it'll only help, like you said, with like, getting younger kids into it. Cause like all they do is YouTube now, at least
they
like,
just absorb content.
Right. Exactly. And every time I go to the skate park now and I see some kid that's under 14, no longer do they ask me, can you do a backflip? It's, do you have a YouTube channel? Like that's it.
That's
like,
interesting.
Every single time. I've noticed that over the last 2-3 years. Like it's the first question.
Actually, now I'm starting to think about that. I've gotten that a couple of times too, but that's interesting. I never even thought about it like that.
Right. It's where they serve. That's where they live and breathe. And so I think if we can be there, then it makes sense.
That's where we need to be.
100%. So we have 36, 37 people in the chat right now. Hey, thank you all for being here. If you have any questions for Biz, hey, throw them in the chat. We'll do our best to answer each and every one of them. And if you are here again, hit the thumbs up button to help support the channel. Make sure to go subscribe to This Week in Blade.
I didn't know I could see the comments. Okay, this is cool.
Oh,
I like this program.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I apologize.
I was in the chat between you and me. I didn't know there was a. This is sick.
Word. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're able to see those now. So yeah, feel free to respond to each and every one of those. We got Jan in the house over here.
What's up, Jan?
Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. Okay. Where was I at? Oh, so your YouTube channel. How many years have you been doing it now?
So it was the Blader Union channel.
Right.
And then now I've taken it over just starting this year, but I'm on episode 127.
Yep.
So that's like, I've been doing it for like 3 years at this point.
I guess I could be doing some math in my head, but
no, because it's off. It's off. I should
Yeah.
be, if it's 52 weeks, I should be at 150 something. But I take breaks because I'm a human person. But
100%.
I've been doing it I've been doing this show for about 3 years.
Yeah.
I was doing skits before that.
Okay.
And that's what kind of got me up a little bit. On my personal channel, they're all there.
Okay.
If you need that.
I'm gonna look those
but
up.
I used to make, I want to start getting back into skits now.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of stuff on the Instagram. I kind of focus on my Instagram more. Because originally when I did TWIB, I wanted to just do it for IGTV because IGTV had just came out.
Yep.
Or I don't know if I think it just came out and it extended to like 10 minutes or so.
Got it.
So I wanted to be, because I learn a lot about algorithms and I pay attention to how social media works. And Instagram's big thing is when they release something and you use it, you go up in the algorithm. So I think that's what attributes to a lot of my success in the beginning, because I created the show for that platform right when it came out.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Word. So I guess, I was thinking about questions surrounding your channel, and I guess this one is, there's a lot of young rollerblading YouTubers out there, and I'm still one of them. I've only been doing this a few months. What advice do you have for someone that's trying to start and grow a rollerblading YouTube channel?
Yeah, start. It's going to suck. Like right when you start doing it, it's going to be trash, and don't think it's going to be great. If you start off and it's fantastic, more power to you. Keep doing that. But the first one's going to suck. But getting it out and the practice of doing it often is going to help you be successful. So you also learn how your algorithms work. YouTube's algorithm works like TV. So if you're posting on a regular schedule, and you're sticking to that schedule, you're going to go higher up in the ranks. The more stuff that you can post and stick to those kind of schedules. So if you have I have a Sunday schedule, I was trying to do like a Wednesday or Friday. If you have that, because if you think about your YouTube channel as an actual TV channel, you have a television, and then you have slots you have a channel, then you have the slots that you have to fill with content. And then if you hit those numbers, it's going to do better.
Right.
So there's knowing your algorithm and just starting are really the two, but just get something out there and just realize that don't be scared, because we need your content. Whatever you're going to make, if you're going to make another news show, if you're going to be doing vlogs, if you're going to do tutorials, we need all this content. So don't think that you're doing something that no one wants to see, because someone wants to see it. So that was the biggest fear, because I was just like, I don't know what to do. I know I wanted to do something. I messed up because I didn't need to do it once a week, but now I'm in this world of doing it once a week. But find what you want to make and stick to it. And then after a while, you can progress and change and add in different things. I'm still going to keep the show, but I have other ideas of things I want to start producing. I've been trying to find the time to do it all, but I'm trying to drop people's projects on my channel. I'm trying to do edit reviews, all types of things that I want to try to get through there. But just start, man. That's my biggest advice.
Totally. I even find I haven't been doing this for very long, and admittedly I was doing a little bit before my last job with YouTube and stuff. But I find that it's really, really easy to kind of burn yourself out or get discouraged. Or just man, this isn't worth it. What am I doing? No one's even going to watch this. I'm spending all this time. I guess what would you say to those people? Because inevitably you're going to have that feeling at some point where you're just this isn't, what am I even doing here? I guess what would you say to those people? Because that feeling's going to come. What would you say to them? Yeah,
I get that all the time. If you start, cool. If you need to take breaks, take breaks. At the end of the day, we're just making YouTube videos. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that serious if you don't want it to be. So take breaks. Go actually skate. Don't film anything. Just go roll around. Because you got to remember that skating is fun, and all this stuff that we're doing is for the love of that. So I think that's my idea is just go remember what it's like to skate, but also you know, realize that not everything's going to hit, and that's okay, because at least you did something. And there's a lot of times you're going to get comments from people who aren't doing anything, but they have everything to say about what you're doing, and you got to just block that out. And so for me, I internalize that a lot, and that's my biggest like fear and upset, that I'll start reading the comments and I'll just get upset. I remember I got when the them edit came out for the 908s, I got a couple like this fat guy is just trying to be cool edits, and that really messed me up a little bit. But when you can block that out and realize that you're doing something important, to yourself first of all, and also it's to the sport, it's easier to navigate. So take breaks when you can, have fun doing it. Remember that skating loves you and is here for you at the end of the day. And, you know, don't worry about what everybody else to say, because at least you're doing something when they're not.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And the only thing that I think that I would include on there too is because your show, it's clear that you're completely genuine. Like you're just you, right? Nice. There's no fluff. It's just you. And and I try to be the same way on this channel too, where you just be yourself.
I think you're doing great too.
Thank you.
I think like genuinely the stuff that you're making is really cool, and I feel like you are coming through even in this live stream we're doing now, but all your other stuff is just genuinely the stuff you want to do. And I'm also like looking at like your skating and your tricks, and like the tricks that you do are wild. You have crazy tabernacles, but you got to just do what feels right to you and put out the content that you want. Also, like the fact that Instagram and TikTok is so cracking right now, and you can just make reels and TikToks about whatever, it really takes the edge off of having to produce crazy high scale content. Just go and have fun and make something that if it makes you laugh and it makes you smile, then it's going to make someone else laugh and smile.
Exactly. 100%. No, 100%. I think that's exactly what I try to do with this channel, is like, if I make something, I'm just going to make a video that I would enjoy watching, because I know that there's someone else out there like me, maybe not a lot, but they'll like to watch it as well. So
100%.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think that helps with the longevity, like the burnout of it is like, if you're trying to put on a different face every time you hit record, you're going to hate getting in front of the camera, and you're going to hate making videos.
Yeah. Sometimes when I take breaks, they're not necessarily for technical issues. It's just like, I can't fake it today.
Right.
And I don't want to ever fake it on the show.
Right. Totally.
Because the reason why I think the TWIB comes off so genuine is that these are the conversations that I'm having with my homeboys,
right?
Like with the homegirls, like about like this is the stuff I already say about skating. Like when I say like, oh man, that trick was dope, this edit was sick, I can't believe he did that switch up. Have you ever seen a switch up like that before? That's the same comments I'm sending to the group chat.
Right, 100%.
So you know, if you're in a space to be like that and you can be 100% yourself, that's going to resonate. That's going to resonate with people who also speak like you, or also have friends that these are conversations that we have with our friends. You know what I mean? So that I think you're right too, that 100% helps with the burnout, because if you're faking the funk every edit, then one, people are going to see that, and two, you don't have it's so much armor to have to put on.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have to put that on every episode, you can just do what you got to do.
Lightens your load a whole lot.
For real.
Big time. Okay. Switching it up here. What was your first setup that you fell in love with, or are you still searching for it?
Oh,
from Andrew King.
That's a good question. So everything John touches, I end up skating really well in. I was really big with Vala. I skated Valos a lot. I don't know if you ever saw the edit on my Grand Valo Biz. He was a whole nother person. Valo Biz was great. But so I skated really well because Matthew Legault was skating Valos at the time, and I just wanted to be that dude. So my skating I think that was a good setup. I really like 908s. Yeah. Not people get on me, but I get that question a lot. Like, why do you like 909s versus 90? What, Rob? Hold on. Sorry.
Whoa, Rob, for real?
Yo, dude, thanks. Like, that is sick.
We're splitting this. We're splitting this, man.
Answering the question again, that threw me off, man.
I saw red. I saw red out of the corner of my eye. Rob, you're the goat, dude. Come on, real, man.
But I like 908s. I like the way the boot feels. I like how because I usually ride with Dickies and over the skate, and I like the way it looks. If I look top down and I like how my feet look, then I'm gonna skate well. So right now, what I'm skating is 908 boots with crate frames, and I'm riding pill wheels.
Word.
Because I wanted to try them out. And dead wheels is always the goat. But before that, it was Valo Sorichiro's his first one, the black and blue ones.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my favorite setup.
Yeah.
Also like Carbon 2 is probably the best skate USD ever made.
Really? Never skated a Carbon in my life.
Oh my God, they were so I skated so well in Carbon 2s.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did. I don't know how they mixed it together, but Carbon 2s hit so good.
That's what's up. What's up. I'm hoping to review, not that like they're Carbons or anything, but I'm hoping to review the AG20s here when my tailbone heals up a little bit. So those should be coming in.
Those things look so cool.
They look dope.
Yeah. I saw them at Blading Cup last year. I was just talking to Trey about them. Yeah. That tongue, I don't know if you have them yet, but the tongue on the skate is insane.
So is it? I think it's the same one on the Mesmers, right? Is it not?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. When my buddy Sam Brownlee, we did the review on those. We were both geeking out over the tongue. Couldn't stop squishing it.
Hey, I'm just gonna hold on to the liner. Don't worry about it. I'll bring it back, but I just want to. Yeah. This is a cool little tool. I'm gonna bring it into the off. I'm gonna cut it off and have it as like a stress toy.
Yeah, exactly. Like it feels like a stress toy.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it,
man. Yeah, they're doing a lot of cool stuff out of that camp. So a lot of that's coming through the whole, like Power Slide, not Power Slide. What's that other brand that they have now?
Royal distributor.
Disroyal, is their distributor.
Yeah.
But a lot of things coming out of that is really sick right now. Like,
yes.
And like talking to Billy about like the Mesmer stuff, I'm really, really hyped for Billy because Billy is also one of those people, because like the Truth 1 and 2 are basically blading Bibles to me. So Billy and Austin and all those guys, like I kind of grew up like watching them and inspiring to be them and stuff. So seeing Billy kind of come full circle and running something like this is really inspiring.
Huge.
Because it's kind of what you should do. You grow up skating, you turn pro, you get people hyped on skating, and then when you can't go as hard as you would want to or you should, you turn around and give back to the sport in any way that you can. And in a boot company is probably the dream, honestly. I think I would really love to have a skate shop.
Yeah.
A skate shop in a park. But to have a whole boot company and riders and pushing the envelope like that and giving a new level to the sport is so sick, man.
Huge. Absolutely massive. Yeah. To come full circle, like you said, come up in the sport and then get on the backside and still rip it up. I saw that clip of Billy the other day.
I told Billy, I was like, hey, bro, you find wine in your shit, man. Because I was not expecting him. Because if I kind of say this all the time, this is kind of weird to say, but if Julio's skating were to decline, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Because he's older. I feel the same thing about Billy and everybody is like, if your skating was to start coming down, I'd be like, genuinely it makes sense. They're just getting so much better or still keeping the same amplitude and just changing up what they do essentially.
Right.
Oh my God, it's so inspiring.
Yeah. Wild. Absolutely
that Austin Pass challenge right now, the like alley-oop Macchio around the circle. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
There's no way. First of all, I can't skate coping. We'll start there.
Same.
Second of all, oh my God, I couldn't. I need Jimbo to do that and show me that big boys can actually do it. So then
something, man. Come on, like that. I saw that. I'm like, dude, what kind of CG did they do here? Like, what is this witchcraft here?
Witchcraft. That's what it is.
Like, come on, bro.
I don't know what's happening, but it's cool. Like, it's really cool and inspiring to let me know that, if you take care of your stuff and you keep skating and not pushing yourself, but just maintaining, you could still be amazing. The Mesmer clip, man. I was like, yo, let's give Billy another boot, bro.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was
Yeah.
fire.
Like, dude, wild.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to think of I had a couple other topics, but oh man, okay. So before we got on, for everyone tuning in right now, by the way, there's 46 rollerbooters hanging out with us today.
Hi guys.
Thanks everyone for hanging out. But I think the first thing I asked you before we went live was, you know, I guess it's like an obvious question, but are you a sneakerhead? Right.
Nah.
You know, no, not really.
I don't really like sneakers.
Yeah. So
dude.
I want to hear the story on that. Like, what was like the genesis of becoming a sneakerhead, I guess.
Yeah, man. Shout out Jeremy Soderbergh. That fool has a shoe room. I always was into sneakers, but was broke. So I would just have what I had, and that was it. And then I started real small with collecting. I started collecting just like Adidas. My budget was $50, so anything that went on sale, I would just buy them.
Right.
And that I liked. I'll get to my favorite shoe in a second.
Yeah.
It changes all the time, by the way. But I started, so I was really into Three Stripes and just kept buying what I can and stuff that I liked. And this is how I really started to realize who I am as a person through shoes, because I stopped trying to get the best and stopped trying to do what everything that everyone liked.
Yeah.
Like I have no Yeezys. I don't have any Ultra. I think I have one Ultra Boost and I don't like it. I get the stuff that I like and do the things that I like to do. Yeah. And that was cheap. So I would just buy like the cheap shoes. And then I started working and my budget started increasing. I was able to get like a bunch of different things. So I have a weird time like trying to impress my homeboys because their opinion matters a lot to me. But you know, eventually I would just buy sneakers that I like, but I would also get like cosigns from like Germ or Scott is really big into shoes and all the other homies. But then I just was like, I had to take a step back and be like, you know what? I don't have to I get the I have to wear them and I have to pair them in my outfits. So I get the stuff that I like. And so right now I've been wearing like a lot of Dunks, a lot of Air Maxes. And I just like the way I look in them. And it got out of hand because I don't need all this, but I just kept keeping them. And then what happens is that I'll get an outfit and I'll be like, oh, I have a pair of shoes that will match that. Or it's actually vice versa. I think about the shoe when I'm looking at a shirt and I'll be like, oh, I have a shoe for that.
Okay.
But it's also just kind of like the individuality of it and having choices. I tell my coworkers about this all the time. I started watching Hoarders recreationally because I realized that I have hoarding in my family, so it's like in my blood. And now I'm a collector, so I need to get it under wraps. My house has never been cleaner, by the way. Like I just watch Hoarders and then clean up, like do the dishes.
I bet.
It makes it so I can like get rid of things if I need to, but also like start getting things that I really like that I know that I'm going to use.
Yeah.
So favorite shoe right now is probably Dunks. Just because they're coming back and they were real cheap for a while. I really like Jordan 1s. I wear a lot. Like that's like my going out shoe. Yeah, Jordan 1s. And Air Maxes for sure because it's like it's just a good classic shoe to wear all the time. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I just bought a pair of Strays. I've been trying to buy like different stuff too. But Reebok Ventilators was my first favorite shoe. It's an older style, but they were so sick. And then I got on the wave late when they had all kinds of collabs, and I missed every one of them. But yeah, I guess I have my favorite shoe here.
Yeah, let's see it.
Talking about it. So my favorite shoe, for those who know, is the Chunky Dunky Air Max. I mean, the Chunky Dunky Dunk. It's modeled after Air Max. It's modeled after Chunky Monkey Ice Cream from Ben & Jerry's. And I haven't worn them because, like, I got them for $100 on sneakers. It was the only time I ever hit on Sneakers app, and now they're worth like $1,900. So I haven't worn them, but I'm never gonna sell the shoe, so I might put it on. I don't know. I might wear them at Blading Cup. just swag out everybody.
Do it, bro.
Yeah, that's
I'll be there.
My top tier, dude. Spring Cup's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so long. Oh my god! And it's
so
4
pumped.
days. Yeah,
that's gonna be wild. And I wasn't able to make it last time, so I'm super amped.
Are you gonna skate?
I don't know. If my tailbone heals up, we'll see what happens. But
because I know you quit. I know you quit.
Right.
You quit.
I quit. Yeah, my quit. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see because I'm gonna like priority number one is just heal up because honestly I do have like 3, 4, 5 injuries right now and I'm just not the type of guy to like turn it off. So cruising around on the big wheels. So it's been good.
I'm last time I skated, I lost a frame bolt. So not doing that shit again.
Yeah,
I lost it, and I don't know if you saw that clip.
No,
I locked on sole, and my boot went this way, but my frame went
right. No, I did see that clip. Yeah, I totally did see that.
That was really fun.
Speaking of, it's funny. Like you see the super clever guys, like I feel like try, but like they'll intentionally do like basically not bar spins, but like tail whips with their frames. You know what I mean? Like
they're amazing because as much as like we think that's weird, it's so hard and intricate. Like there's no way I don't even think like that.
Exactly. And that's one thing is like again, I feel like a boomer skater because I'm like, cool, here's a handrail, do a topsoil down it. But like someone else is like looking at this like small little shrub over there and seeing like, okay, how can I stall this shrub and then toe roll down? I'm like, what?
That's why I love blading. And I think it should be modeled after everything else because you have all these different people with these different walks of life that approach a spot differently. Like, and I was talking about how my crew is just so diverse, not only in skin tone, but in the way we skate. Because you have Jeremy doing a fast slide down it, me trying to figure out how I can stair bash it and make it look cool. Joey is going across it perpendicularly. Like somebody, like you said, somebody's trying to jump off a bush into it. I have a clip on that got onto that curb Instagram about I like did a step up, sole this curb, and then wall rode a bush out. But it's just the fact that you can think about these things and go with it, and it comes out real dope.
Right. I like watch it every single day. I'm like watching clips. I'm like, I can't even wrap my head around some of it. It's like two things because it's like one, to have the vision to even see it in the first place. And then two, to have the skill and ability to be able to actually execute it.
There's like, how do you practice some of this stuff?
Right. Yeah. There's no P rail for some of this stuff.
No, for any of it. I don't have a P bush. That sounded weird.
Yeah. Sorry.
But I don't have that. No
P bushes. I want to make like a t-shirt now. I don't have a P bush. Oh wait, that didn't sound right coming out actually.
It also might hit though. Anyway.
Yeah. It also might hit. Anyway, yeah, it's just incredible, like the amount of skill and it's just tough because you see a lot of people that are still sort of, I don't want to say stuck in the mindset of, bigger tricks are always better and cooler and whatever. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's cool to see that skating is just evolving, and it's not that any one part is right or wrong. It's all kind of dynamic, and I think as long as the biggest part is just like accepting that people see things differently and skate different ways.
Right. And it makes for cool videos. It makes for cool parts. It makes for really fun, interesting sessions. I have to watch. Your dog does have a big bush. I have to watch skating every week.
Yeah,
from all over the world.
Right.
And so, if I didn't have confidence in my skating, I would be a lesser man. But there's just so much stuff happening all the time. And then I also like odes to older clips. Right now, Carlos Bernal did a clip from Closer. I can't remember whose section it was. But it's that like true top sole he did, and then to backflip, like to flat backflip.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's just blading is in this really cool time where we have enough history that we can be nostalgic, and we still have so much more to grow that we can start pushing the envelope and changing.
Totally.
It's not like snowboarding right now. as amazing snowboarding is, not saying it's at its peak, it's just like people in contest, if you can't throw a triple court,
Yeah.
you're never going to place.
Like go
and
home,
people are
dude.
starting to throw 4 or 5 courts.
Yeah.
We're at that place where we don't have to do that yet.
Right.
But
right.
we can start pushing it there. And because we're also not on that grand scheme of competitions, but we're still in that place where we can still push the sport to grow. So you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, big time. I guess, what's your opinion? Like, is there such a thing as getting like too big? If we go back or get to a point where rollerblading becomes wildly commercial, pros are making, let's just say it becomes completely mainstream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess, where would you like to see rollerblading head in the next, we'll call it, I'll just say 5 to 10 years? Where would you like to see it go?
I don't think I don't think too big is a thing.
Okay.
But I just think representation is important and make sure we represent the sport right. But I think how I wanted to go, I would love to see blading in the X Games again, or on just like these bigger scales. Because if you think about what that did to skaters back in the day, you had people getting interested in the sport because they saw it there. I just want the people who are putting their lives on the line every day and throwing their bodies off of stuff to get compensated for it. Because, you have you have skateboarders that are, you have skateboard pros at all levels.
Right.
I mean, there's people who are like, and I'm not hating on them, but you have like those Braille guys who are technically professional skateboarders who are good skateboarders. But, if you think about the level of like them versus maybe a Nyjah or a Chris Cole, like they're not on the same level.
Sure.
But those people are also getting like compensated through like their YouTube stuff and whatever sponsors that they have. I would love something like that for blading, because there's people who are doing so much for the sport. And, I saw a meme today or like yesterday, and it was like me getting ready to throw myself off a building for 4 likes while somebody's making a tutorial is getting 57,000 people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. 100%.
So I would like that to balance themselves out. I'm glad that people like Lomax is getting the recognition he deserves on the gram. I'm happy that Jimbo's got his recognition. I'm getting the stuff that I feel like the numbers that I'm at right now are like great and kind of what I deserve compared to like these other folks. And I just want to get more exposure for those. So I think in the future, I would love it to see it flourish in that sense. But my big thing is that you need to include the key players. You need to have people. Oh, where'd he go? Did he die? Uh-oh. Hey guys, it's the Kevon show. It's the Big Biz show. How you doing? I'm gonna stall time. I think Ben's camera died. This is fun. Let me see if I can answer some questions. I took over. I don't know how I did it, but I took over. Lander, I'm going all 4 days, by the way. I guess I'll just go through some of your questions here and see what I can find. Shout out to Blizz at Blading Cup, not having his frames tighten enough. That confidence is key to send with those conditions, man. I'm still embarrassed about that. It's like tattoos. It's cool when it was taboo in a way. Are you back?
Yeah, of course my camera's plugged into power and it still dies.
What?
This is what happens when you're yeah, see, I mean, I need you over here helping me out with this.
I'm using my computer camera, okay?
Yeah. Sorry about
because
that.
It's all good.
Man, I appreciate you just picking up the ball. Like, all right, let's
run through some questions.
Like, I can still hear you. Like, all right, cool. I'll answer some questions. Sorry about that, man. Oh goodness. Yeah, might as well.
That's funny.
Well, cool, man.
May as well do TWIB now. Yeah. What is up, everybody? It's your boy.
What's up? Speaking of, we don't have a whole lot of time left, but man, where were we? Where were we at? I totally when I died, I was like losing it.
I completely forgot where I was talking about. Oh, just like in the next 5 years.
Oh, totally. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
So just that. I just want to make sure that it's represented right with the right folks. I don't want to see Eva Longoria on skates, even though it'd be gorgeous. But I want to see people. I want to see like women getting represented correctly. I want to see the trans community getting corrected. I mean, getting represented correctly, and people that are already in it. Don't just randomly put folks on skates. Include the people who have been in the game.
100%. 100%. Lander asks, and Lander, thank you for the questions. What camera will you recommend for a first timer?
For what?
Yeah.
That's the question there. Depending on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a TWIB show, I use a Canon 5D Mark IV. But there's also a lot of good studio cameras you can use for skating. It depends on your preference. Right now I'm using an HVX, but I was using DSLR for a long time. It kind of depends on what you want to do it for. I mostly film a lot of my skating with my iPhone because I like it already films a vertical, and I'm just putting stuff on reels anyway. But you can freak it for whatever you want to do. So it just depends on what you want to do. There's a lot of different stuff.
And I think just to add on to that too is like, don't let your equipment or lack thereof like hold you back from making content.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, the first 25 episodes of TWIB was on my iPhone.
There you go. There you go.
It hit. So, but then I transitioned to a real camera. It's a lot more equipment I have to put together, but you want to level up, you got to level up.
100%. 100%. How do you think
Renee?
Renee's the dude in here. I love Renee's always there for me. I'll be able to charge my camera, charge my extra. I even had a feeling too, because I was all stressed and I was like, this is the first time we're doing. I even had extra batteries because sometimes this camera, like if people have been on the live stream before, sometimes I'm like, oh shoot, hey, I'll be right back. My camera's being weird. It's because this camera. So I'm using a Sony ZV-1.
Okay,
like the little like pocket vlogging camera.
It looks so good though.
It's a dope little camera. But for some reason, and I've gone back and forth with Sony, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but like it overheats sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So I find if I swap the battery, and that's the thing is some guy on YouTube filmed in 4K continuously hooked up to power for like literally 48 hours or something. Like, and it didn't overheat. So I'm like sitting here.
There has to be something that he's doing.
But if I swap the battery, then it kind of cures the overheating. Okay. Yeah. Hey, and you mentioned Braille. I just wanted to shout out to Braille because they have a huge platform. Because we have Rob. At least he was in the chat and gave the biggest super chat I've ever I've seen in a long time on any YouTube channel. So thank you, Rob, again. But it's kind of cool to see, like, man, they're not afraid to incorporate rollerblading into their channel.
Very tight. I was on their channel twice.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah, it's funny because I was on the video. It was like best rollerbladers in the world. Yeah, and I'm like, it is not me, not I.
Oh, I did see you in there. Yeah,
yeah. I was like, not I. I had one clip, and then they brought a car in, and Be Free 540 the car, and I was like, I'm cool.
I do remember that now. Where are they located? Where's their park?
They're in the bay. They're up here in the bay.
Word. Okay. Yeah.
They're like around the corner from my house too. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's super dope. Yeah. Those guys. I like their channel. It's fun.
They used to do. They were in LA first, and they when it was just that it was Lance and Aaron, and they were just doing. They made boards out of anything. That's how they got really famous. Right. And they kept doing that, and then they now they have their own park, and like. I wanted to do something like that too in the beginning. I wanted to have like a group of guys that I just skated with all the time and film content, but TWIB was a little bit easier. Dealing with people and schedules is a lot of hard. It's difficult, so I try to do a lot of things, keep things close to myself.
100%. I'm kind of the same way where I know I can put out more content and faster if I'm like a little bit more nimble in that sense. You know. So I
always try to include people because I even had a thing with you where I had to reschedule to today, but it's just trying to get people included, and I always want to include more people, but it's just kind of hard. So
100%, yeah, that's the thing is, and so I thank you for taking out the time because there's always something right when you're trying to collab and incorporate someone else. It's always a muscle movement.
Definitely.
So,
Bay Area skate scene is fire right now, and it was like when I first moved up here, it was in a weird limbo stage, and it started growing again. But right now, like we have a lot of folks. Like Wednesday Night Skate is cracking. It's in 3 different places, but there's a lot of cool people up here that are like skating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun.
Is there a skate day you attend?
Wednesday Night Skate.
There you go. There you go.
Long Beach has Monday Night Skate. It's either at Howden Skate Park or an undisclosed location. LA Bladers were so territorial about our spots. So just like you can go to where everybody else goes. You ain't coming over here. But Wednesday Night Skate is usually at Newark Skate Park, Milpitas Skate Park, or Fair Oak Skate Park. All in like the South Bay area.
Got it. Shout out to my brother in the chat. I don't know if you ever saw the video. There's a video of my brother and I skating up in Maine. This was months ago, but it's so funny, man. He didn't put skates on for literally 10 years. Oh, and we go to the local skate park and he's like throwing alley top horns and like, I mean, he hasn't worn skates in 10 years and he's like doing tricks that I can't do. And it's like he's so much more naturally talented.
That's how Anthony Gallegos is that fool is naturally perfect at rollerblading, and that's my first big homie. Like, literally was the best skater. He's probably still the best skater right now.
Yeah. And
that fool, whenever he puts them on, he'll just rip it, and then go back to making wine.
Right,
just makes wine now, and it's just
that's dope. That's what's up, and his style is just so beautiful.
Cool. And the thing is that he can skate anything.
Yeah,
it does not matter. He'll have ledge sessions. He'll have down rails, flat, whatever you need.
Just rip it. Yeah,
rips, dude.
Man, so probably last question, maybe. What do you think? I guess how do we get more? Because I look at my demographics, and I feel like I get a lot of information from YouTube, which is really good about giving creators who's watching your channel.
Right.
Like 98.2% of my viewers are male.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's a male dominated sport. Totally get it. But like, how do we get more girls into skating?
I think one of the big reasons why roller skating is so big is because it's dominated by women. Mm-hmm. And so it feels like women have a safe space to skate. And they really push that envelope of like, this is a safe space. Any kind of skating you have is good. And I think that's why more women gravitate towards that. I don't know the right answer for how to get women in rollerblading because I'm not a woman, but I do think that being open and giving them the space to be who they want to be in skating is the first key.
Yeah.
Not being creepy, not trying to date every girl on rollerblades is another thing.
Right.
And being respectful and like realizing that women are human beings that just want to skate and hang out the same way. But I think the best way to get women into skating is to showcase women skating and show them that you can do all this stuff and more. Like China Wire Style is not the best female rollerblader. She is one of the best rollerbladers.
Period. Yeah.
So, and giving women that kind of showing them that there's no limit to anything you want to do.
Right.
But like, I think for me, having maybe on the show every once in a while, or could really show women that there is a space for them.
Right.
And just being cool, man. Because I see too many creepy ass dudes that like, yeah, we want girls to skate so we can like hit on them. I'm like, don't do that. Like, you just want people. We should want people to skate because skating is great, and getting more women into the sport is just being open and giving them the space to skate.
Totally. And it's just ultimately going to hurt the sport if that's the outlook. You know, that if you maintain that outlook.
Yeah.
And we all see it, but
yeah. And I think because it's been such a male dominated sport, but there's so many influential women that have come and go through skating. Like I said, China, but you also have Dawn Everett. You also had Kaya Turkish, Jenna Downing. Like, you had a lot of these women that came through and made an impact on skating.
Huge.
Yes, China needs a pro boot. She also needs a pro boot. She has a pro wheel though. She does have a pro wheel and technically a pro anti. But yeah, there's so many women who have come through and made impacts in our sport that there's room for it to happen if we, us as men get out of the way and let them shine.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, because it was fun. Like last night we did. I mean, it might have been a total of 40 people cruising around downtown San Antonio. It might have been.
Sounds so fun.
It was between 30 and 40, and like, and you can see it. What you mentioned earlier, like us kind of collaborating and including and coming together, roller skaters and quads and inline is, they were wildly supportive of each other, which like I think we're getting better about. But like some circles, like they cheered for everything, and like not to say that like we should cheer for literally everything, but it was just very inclusive, and supportive. And I think if we can do that, we'll get more lady shredders in the fold. So
we have like Wednesday night skate. We have a lot of girls that pull up on quads. Like I said, we have Maybe that shows up. I don't know if you know who Ali Skates is. She has a big following on Instagram, but she's always skating with us, and she pushes the envelope on both quads and rollerblades. I remember when she started rollerblading, I was just like, all right, we'll see what happens. And then she just like threw out sweat stances.
Yeah.
And I was like, you have that? And she was like, I just learned it. And I was like, what? Like, you just learn sweat stances on a whim? And that's how I was like really like impressed with her. But like, we have so many women that come through, and we're hyped all together. I remember I was sessioning with some of the homegirls, and they were just trying to learn alley-oop spins over hip. And we were just going back and forth. We were giving each other tips. We were like vibing off of each other. I couldn't do it, so I was learning how to do it. I can do it in practice, but I can't do it. I can do it in theory, but I can't do it in practice. But I was just like hanging out and vibing off of one another and picking up little pieces here and there. And like, oh yeah, freaking Fabiola, the GOAT. But you just being able to give them that space to excel, but also help them not from a mansplaining perspective, but in a chance to like help them go from one level to the next is important. Everyone is sweaty and just trying to do their thing. Yeah, I mean, it's the same aspect.
Yeah.
So just realize that, I think for us as men, just realize that women are humans and just want to skate, and then create the safe space for everybody to skate, and not like not just women, like trans men and women, all spectrums of people that want to rollerblade, and have that open for all of them.
Right, 100%. Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, thank you for your thoughts on that.
Of course. Also, shout out Mary Munoz. I'm looking at some of the like Fallon Heffernan. I forgot like a lot of like the dope women. Katie Brown, like Melissa. I think Melissa Brown. I think is her last name. Megan Peterson with the Blady stuff.
Yeah.
Thais Flores in Brazil. There's so many that are just dope.
Right, killing it. Shout out Mike here. So Mike's my buddy from back in Florida, northern Florida.
What a name, Mike McFly.
He's my guy. He just hit 1,000 subs literally yesterday.
Yo, so, shout out to that.
Yeah, and he has a fun channel. He's one of my best friends. I literally am not kidding. I have to give Mike his credit here. This channel wouldn't exist. I wouldn't still be skating if it wasn't for him. He's the guy that drugged me out of the park when I was ready to give it up and kept me into it. So huge shout out to Mike. If you're watching this,
Mike, man,
make sure to go check out his channel, give him a sub. He's a great skater, great friend. So anyway, man, anything else you want to talk about before we kind of wrap this up a little bit?
I think I'm good, man. Just my always my thoughts is that blading is dope. It showed me a lot. It created the human that I am today. And I know that it has the same effect on a lot of us. A lot of us got our music taste from skating. We got our style from skating. We got the way we carry ourselves from skating. And it's one of the best communities in the world. And I want people to know that, if you have skates on your feet, your family, it's instantly. I come from the era of when you see somebody on rollerblades, it's so rare that you make them your best friend immediately.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I'm still.
Do we just become? Yeah.
Do we just do that? Like,
yeah.
But like that's still the mentality I have whenever I see somebody on skates. And then I posted a reel a while ago about like all the random hate that rollerblading's been getting recently, and all the stuff coming out. And I'm just here to say that, you know, if you have blades on, your family, I love you and I appreciate you. You're doing the damn thing. Our sisters in quad are doing amazing things on the daily. And, you know, I hope that one day we can unify the sports. But until that day, just know that you're doing the right thing and you're freaking killing it.
Yep. 100%. Thanks.
Yeah, bro.
Well, cool, man. Well, hey, everyone listening, again, if for some strange reason you're not already subscribed to This Week in Blade, go throw them sub. Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me,
to
man.
come on
I
the channel,
appreciate
man.
it.
This was really fun. Hope
Yeah,
to do this
dude.
again sometime soon. So
I got some other stuff in the works, so I'll have to bring you on to my channel.
yeah, I love it, man. I'd love to.
Man.
I'd love to.
Most
All right,
definitely.
man. Well, have a good weekend, and thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you
You
next
too,
time.
man. Thanks for having me.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
All right.